mother of purpose and breaker of chains, Blaze Hunter. Thank you for supporting the Women of Influence Nanaimo Awards. Please make your way to... Thank you for supporting the Women of Influence Nanaimo Awards.
Now I'm gold, I'm alive. I'm the spark in the night. I'm the fire you feel when a dream turns real. I'm the roar, I'm the fight that won't fade with the lights. I'm the storm, I'm the sound. You can't drown now. I'm gold.
purpose and breaker of chains, Blaze Hunter.
Hello! Wow! This room looks amazing! Let's give a big round of applause! Woo! Feel the energy as you walked in. Just really saturate yourself with that loving energy. Good evening, nominees, esteemed guests, partners, friends, and champions of purpose and passion. Welcome to the 3rd Annual Women of Influence Nanaimo Awards, proudly presented by Coastal Community Credit Union. This is where we honor the impact of women, non-binary, two-spirit, and gender-diverse role models throughout the entire Mid-Island. To start us off in a good way, I would like to acknowledge that the land on which this event is being held is on the traditional unceded territories of the Nanaimo First Nation, whose historical relationship with the land continues today. For the WIN Awards, acknowledging that we're on the traditional territories of First Nations communities is an expression of cultural humility, that we are grateful settlers and privileged to use and share this land, which involves recognizing our duty and desire to provide culturally safe care to First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in our region. Our inclusion statement is, we are committed to fostering a community culture where women and gender diverse folks, alongside of people of all backgrounds, feel belonging, as well as valued and empowered. Diversity encompasses a variety of lenses, and we strive to ensure every voice is invited here, respected here, and celebrated here tonight. The Women of Influence Nanaimo Network and this entire community is deeply saddened by the tragic events that happened in Tumbler Ridge. Our hearts go out to the victims, their families, their friends, and the entire community during this incredible, difficult time. We stand in solidarity with them in this profound loss. So will you join me in a moment of silence to honor? Thank you. We have a few housekeeping items to mention. There are complimentary wine stations in the lobby by the food right down here and also right over here. And so you can get that throughout the evening with your ticket vouchers, courtesy of our sponsors tonight, which is Port of Nanaimo and I2A Coaching and Consulting. So thank you so much. If you don't partake in the wine, there are a complimentary glass of punch as an alternative option located near the food as well. A little housekeeping here. Someone has lost their cell phone already. And it has a purple back cover. And if you find it, please return it to the main bar in the lobby beside the red flower wall. That would be greatly helpful. Thank you so much. We have 700 people here tonight. Isn't that insane? Like, for the 3rd year in a row, sold out, 700 people. The energy is electric, but for those that might feel a little overstimulated or overwhelmed at times, because I know it's a little busy with 700 bodies here, there is an amazing sensory balance space just through these back doors. And there's even a video feed so you won't miss out, so you can go self-regulate. And it's a wonderful space just to get calm. You can stay in there if you want, or you can rejoin when you are regulated. So amazing to have that. Cheryl runs it. She's a nominee this year as well, and she's been doing it for the last couple years. So it's been such an amazing gift to provide our audience tonight. Thank you. It's amazing to see everyone here supporting the nominees in this community initiative. So no one misses an award being presented if you have a friend or a loved one or yourself in the category. On the back of the programs is the order of which we're going to present them. So you know exactly where in the program that category that you're interested or belong to is going to be presented. And also at the back page is a link to the bios of the incredible 133 nominees. And so you can peruse as you want after the awards. We had a team dedicated, even one person really dedicated, who compiled all 133 to make sure the stories are included. I know we can't say it fully on the stage, the background of everyone that's doing such incredible things. So that's why I wanted to give that to the community, that you can look at it whenever and it stands there as such a testament of the stories and the narratives and the work the 133 nominees are doing tonight. So amazing. Tonight, we are more than an audience. We are a room full of stories, a collective force of people whose influence shapes this community in real, lasting ways. In this sold-out room of 700, we don't just celebrate achievement. We honor impact. That kind that shows up quietly, the kind that costs something, the kind that changes lives. This year, 133 nominees are being recognized. Some of you were nominated by colleagues, some by friends, some by loved ones who know the full weight of your journey, and some of you bravely nominated yourselves. We keep climbing in that stat every year. That's something I'm very proud of. It's safe to celebrate yourself. It's safe to say loudly and own the spotlight that I am worthy, and I'm proud of who I am and what I'm doing and where I'm going. And so, yes, that's something we champion. It's safe to say, yeah, I nominate myself. That's not bad pride, that's good pride. Because self-nomination isn't ego, it's ownership. It's the moment you stop waiting for permission to be seen. When I designed the nomination form, I made a very deliberate choice. I didn't want polished bios. I didn't want perfectly crafted highlight reels. I wanted unbridled truth. I wanted to peel back the curtain to know the human and the story behind the accomplishments. So I asked 4 questions, simple in structure, but profound in what they require of us. To be reflective, to really hone in on questions we may have never asked ourselves. Who are you? Not what you do, but your character, your soul. What was the hurdle? The thing that tested you, the thing that you didn't choose, but had to survive. The how, the why. How are you influential? And your why. And the impact. Who is different because of the way you show up? Others, yourself, both? The answers that came back were extraordinary, honest, unfiltered, moving. And when I would never ask you to do something I wouldn't do myself. So I want to invite you this year to see a little glimpse of why I created this, who I am, and why this matters to me so deeply. Who am I? I'm Blaze. I'm passionate and extremist. I'm also quirky. I wear funky hats and capes and swords and breathe fire on stages. Not as a prop, but as an extension of who I am. Life lives in technicolor for me. I'm feisty and scrappy. I had to be to survive. But I also love deeply. An iron fist in a velvet glove, if you will. I'm loyal to the core, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. I've never fit in. So instead, I choose to make the world fit around me. My hurdle? I've lived through some serious trauma, and for 35 years of my life, I did hate myself. I was my own worst critic. I changed that narrative when I had my beautiful daughter 13 years ago. To be the change for her, but the hurdles didn't disappear. Today, I'm in the middle of it. I live with a rare autoimmune disease where I fight for every breath. That illness also led to 3 devastating miscarriages. I'm walking out my healing right now. It's messy, it's hard, but I will not yield. The why is my pure truth. I don't want to die. I lived a long time in mediocrity as a victim and drowning in the sickness. But I found some fight in me, and I still got some fight in me left, and I have a job to do for me, for my husband, for my beautiful daughter. Life is so very precious, and it is fragile and so meaningful. Life is our gift. I choose life, and that's why I stand here before you today. I refuse to live in the comfort of mediocrity. Even after losing 3 babies, even while fighting to stay alive, I am not barren. I am a mother of purpose. Which led me to the how. I'm redefining what it means to be fertile and making our angel babies count. I'm normalizing reproductive health conversations, and I'm doing that right here by creating these awards. I'm also leading the charge on what loving yourself unconditionally actually looks like. Not on paper, but in real practice. And the impact, you're sitting in it. You are here tonight. Each piece is a much bigger puzzle, but you're all part of that. And I couldn't have the complete picture without you, each and every one of you. People ask me all the time, why do you do this? It must be taxing and hard. There's no paycheck. Everything earned here tonight goes to Footprints. And this is built entirely on the backs of a committee of volunteers. Recently, my mentor asked me the same question. Why? If you're so burnt out, why? And we unpacked it a little. She told me, you're creating an outer environment that mirrors what you really want internally. She was right. My body lives with rejection and chaos, with attacks, with a constant fight for oxygen. And I look around and I see the world doing the same thing. People fighting for space, attacking each other, competition, cattiness, attacking themselves, not knowing their value or their worth. This room, this environment, this is what I'm trying to build within myself. Love, safety, belonging, acceptance, space to be me, peace, support. You are my safe environment. That's what tonight is all about. So thank you for being a part of that journey with me. It's because of you that I am closer to being healed. And I really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate you all taking the time to be here tonight. So as we begin, let's step fully into this moment. Receive it, own it, stand in it. You are not here by accident. Your story does carry weight. Your presence has purpose, whether you're a nominee or a guest. And this community is stronger because each and every one of you are in it with me, together, us. Tonight, we are not just gathered, we are aligned. 700 voices, one unified booming sound wave, a force rooted in courage, resilience, and conviction. This is more than recognition, this is ignition. My intention tonight is to spark a reckoning where an awakening of who you are and what you stand for bleeds out of this room and into the streets and into your communities, into your homes. Send that fire beyond. Let's make an impact tonight, not just in the 3 hours, but in the days, weeks, months, and years forward. So rise in your power, hold your ground, draw your swords, and breathe fire! Woo! Welcome to the 3rd Annual Win Awards! Woo! Tonight, let us be inspired and celebrate us, and let us pledge to carry the torch of influence forward, provoking progress and awakening a legacy that will resonate for generations to come. This celebration marks the start of Sexual and Reproductive Health Awareness Week, with proceeds supporting families facing infertility and loss. The multi-award-winning Registered Footprints Infertility and Pregnancy Loss Support Society provides free mental health support bags and resources ensuring we do make our angel babies count. After experiencing 3 miscarriages and the grief that accompanied them, I founded Footprints to heal, to advocate, to fight for reform, because no parent should navigate this alone. There are gaps in the systems, and we're bridging them tonight. Because we can't change what we don't dare speak of. So I'm not ashamed. It's part of the healing, and you're part of that story. Reproductive health isn't just a woman's issue, it's a humanity one. It's our birthright to have autonomy and dignity, and we must normalize these conversations to drive awareness and education and empowerment forward. Footprints has earned national and global recognition. In 2022, I represented Canada at a Human Rights Summit in Turkey, championing reproductive health rights in front of 50 countries in the United Nations, breaking the silence barriers. I'm on a crusade to create inclusive workplace policies, and this past summer, we have done it. Footprints created its first Canada workplace policy to slide right into your current employee policies. Because what happens if you have a miscarriage at work? What happens if your employee has something? It doesn't matter if they're a woman or men or gender diverse. It affects all. It doesn't discriminate. I had a miscarriage at work, and it was traumatizing. So we are making movement. We're moving that needle on reproductive health just by creating this new policy. So I dedicate this evening to my 3 angel babies. We are here tonight because I refused to be barren and I made them count. I also want to honor my living daughter, Lexi, who is here tonight. It is because of you that I do get up and fight, my angel. To make you proud of your mama. To show what being gritty is all about. We're little, we're scrappy, we elbows up, and we're mighty. Never give up, Lexi. Never give up, my girl. Don't ever let anyone push you around. We are giant, and I'm so proud of you. And to all our angel babies, no matter if they were a dream that hasn't come true, or if they left before they truly began, their footprints will forever be on our hearts. Make sure to get your raffle tickets before we reach the Creative Innovator Award. That's when we stop selling them. They're $20 each. You can win a 1-carat diamond necklace, courtesy of Keller's Jewelers, and proceeds go directly to the Footprints cause. The draw happens at the last award, and the winner must be present to claim the diamond. Welcome to the Night of Empowerment, Recognition, Inspiration, and Celebration of Earth Shakers in our region. And exciting news, our awards tonight are being aired live on Rogers TV. Thank you to the Conference Center and to Casino Nanaimo for being the broadcast sponsors. And so now, without further ado, I would like to call up our Nanaimo First Nations elder, Sandra Good, to deliver the land acknowledgement for us tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to be here again this year to recognize the accomplishments of women, non-binary, two-spirit, and gender-diverse role models. My hand's up to all of the women present and all of the women in our life. I just want to say, Nuilam, welcome to the Women of Influence Awards. It's such an honor to be here. And, I just want to say special welcome to honored guests, the dignitaries, mayor and council, And it's my honor as Nanaimo Elder Salquan to be here this evening. And it's so exciting every time last year when I was here to see all of the accomplishments of all of the women present and being awarded these beautiful awards. Haichkasiam. To get you started in a good way, I will say a prayer for this evening. Siamna Salquan, Siamna Siatya, Siamna Squalaqua. Nuilam, on behalf of Chief and Council, it is my honor and my privilege to welcome you to the sacred territory of the Nanaimo Mistimo. Sisat Siam, Haichka Tanaquil, Thiquam, Lalamathat, Atakikalas, E Kaka Mistimo. Haichka Tasatana Tanaquil, Thiquam, we atslacken, Atalatamesta. Sisat Siam, Sewatakas, Atanaquil, E Tamaxquil, Stellatum stay. Creator, we give thanks for today. We ask that you bless those who are sick and those who are grieving. Creator, thank you for the food today and those who prepared it. Creator, please bless us today and every day. And please bring blessings and medicine to each of everyone's table here this evening. Creator, I ask that you be with us and with each and every one of you. Travel home safely this evening. Haisepka, Haichka. Have fun.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sandra. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed dignitaries, and thank you so much for being here tonight. Having a unified commitment from our community leaders is a powerful statement to the impact of these awards and the cause they represent. It is my honor to welcome Member of Parliament for Nanaimo Ladysmith, Tamara Cronus, here this evening, Minister of Social Development and Poverty Reduction, Sheila Malcolmson, George Anderson, the Member of the Legislative Assembly for Nanaimo Lanceville, Nanaimo City Councilor Janice Perino. I see also former MP Lisa Marie Barron in the audience supporting this cause. And I also see SD number 68 School Board Chair Naomi Bailey is here as well. So thank you so much for everyone being here. Now it is my privilege to welcome to the stage MP Tamara Cronus for our opening remarks.
I want to thank Elder Good for starting us off in a good way, and I also want to thank the Nanaimo people for their hospitality. I had intended to give a very different speech tonight, one that sparkles as much as our host, Blaze Hunter, but that was before yesterday, before this devastating news from Tumbler Ridge. Parents sent their children to school yesterday morning expecting that they would come home. This morning, some of those families woke to empty beds that will never be filled again. Tumbler Ridge is now a place with a hole where its heart used to be, and all of us are mourning along with them. Tumbler Ridge is a community smaller than ours, but not unlike ours, built on mining and logging, a place where everyone is connected. And today, like so many places across the country, we can't help but ask, what kind of world do we live in? And yet, today in the House of Commons, I saw our country come together. 5 leaders, normally adversaries, stood and mourned in unity. Each gave thanks to the RCMP who responded within 2 minutes and saved lives. Each acknowledged the first responders, counselors, teachers, parents, pastors, and community members who are supporting others even as they grieve themselves. And in different words and different languages, they expressed our common sorrow, our outrage, and our fear. In moments like this, we need unity. We need hope that our shared future can be shaped into one where there are no more Tumbler Ridges, no more École Polytechniques, no more Porta-Peaks. And I see that connection, that resilience and hope here in this room. In this room, I see the answer to the question I asked earlier about the kind of world we live in. Because the Women of Influence Awards is more than just another gala. It is a platform where we honor leaders who are the change they want to see in the world. Leaders who blaze trails and demonstrate extraordinary talent and perseverance in business, the arts, community service, youth advocacy, health and wellness, and the other award categories represented here tonight. It's also heartening that this event gives back, raising much-needed funds for the Footprints Identity and Pregnancy Loss Society and supporting families navigating deeply personal journeys. That speaks to the heart of leadership, lifting others up and ensuring that no one walks alone. So despite my heavy heart this evening, I cannot help but celebrate all of you. Everyone in this room makes the world we live in a little more bearable, a little brighter, a little safer. The contributions you make to our communities make us better. They make us stronger, more inclusive, and more resilient. We have never needed those qualities more. Whatever awards are handed out tonight, you are all winners, and our community is stronger because of your leadership. I admire you all. I also want to recognize and thank Blaze and her team, dedicated team, incredible team, brave team of volunteers for making this event possible. Because tonight, we celebrate influence, not as a measure or title or position, but as the power to make a meaningful impact here in our community. And we do so at a time where it has never been clearer what a privilege it is to be able to gather together at all. Thank you for supporting each other. Thank you for supporting our communities. Thank you for being women of all kinds, two-spirited, non-binary, gender diverse, and leaders of influence. So let's hold each other close tonight, and let's continue building the kind of world we all want to live in. And yes, let's celebrate and make this a night to remember. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. And now we'll welcome MLA Sheila Malcolmson to the stage.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here with you on Nanaimo territory and grateful to be in this company. I acknowledge first, of course, the terrible tragedy that happened in Tumbler Ridge yesterday, and on behalf of the province of British Columbia, our Premier David Eby, my colleague George Anderson, who's here in the room, our colleague Stephanie Higginson, we all represent in this region. She's at the legislature at the vigil tonight with the speaker. We send our love to the victims, the injured, their families, the community. Tamara summed it up so well, what we're all feeling and our deep gratitude to the first responders. Their immediate action saved lives, undoubtedly. And I raise my hands to all the helpers and healers that will be doing work in the days and weeks and months ahead, tending to the deep wounds in every element of that immediate community. And I also just appreciate how triggering this is for so many people. Comforting the families, comforting the teachers, everybody who has suffered just unspeakable loss. And so tonight I'm thinking of the helpers, and so grateful to Blaze and her amazing team to give us this opportunity to honor and lift up the helpers. That 700 of us are here tonight to lift our hands to the women who take action, people who see a problem and hear a call for help and apply their brilliant minds to not just imagining the solution, but acting on it and implementing it. Those who solve and invest and act, that is what shapes our community, and that we have the opportunity tonight to celebrate that is really precious. In every corner of our community, there are wicked problems to solve. There are opportunities. There are people that need help. And tonight, we get to say together, we see you, we thank you, we're inspired by you. I'm really honored to be here tonight. I'm the second woman elected, both federally and provincially, as a woman in all this time since Confederation, right? And that takes a community too. All of us who have the honor to take these elected roles are so grateful and so highly reliant on the people that fuel this community to work with us and give us the mandate to serve. But it's also just a deep reminder of how far still we have to come, that it took until 2015 that there was just the number 2 elected person, woman representing Nanaimo. We have to apply all of the brilliance and the diversity and the great ideas to repair what needs to be repaired, to fix the really wicked problems that confront us. And we need everybody at the table, the places where decisions are made. And so, and while I'm at it, Canadian, of the Olympic medals that Canada has won, every one in this Winter Games has been won by a woman or by a team with women on it, right? And so let me close by saying, on a night like this, we celebrate the power of working together. We celebrate the women, the gender diverse, the two-spirit people and their allies. We congratulate everybody who was nominated, and we give thanks to the families and friends and community who have been with them on their journey that have brought them to this point. Together we celebrate and we congratulate the women of influence tonight and every day. Congratulations and thank you, friends.
Such beautiful words coming from our leaders, so thank you so much. And now we will call Nanaimo City Councilor Janice Perino with our dignitary remarks.
Well, good evening, everyone. Although this is such a sad night, it is also such a special night for all of the nominees. So on behalf of Mayor Leonard Krogh and our entire City Council, congratulations to all of you, and thank you for everyone for being here in attendance. The theme for tonight's event is about being global. So what does it mean to be global in the context of tonight? Of course, I had to check ChatGPT. And they tell me that a female global leader isn't just a title, but a mix of influence, responsibility, and navigation. And at its core, it means shaping decisions that affect people across borders economically, politically, socially, and culturally, all while doing so as a woman in spaces that have historically been male-dominated. What is exciting is that the women in this room not only have had choices for their lives and their careers, but they have made incredible inroads in improvements economically, politically, socially, and culturally. None of you may realize it, but you are all role models for women all over the world. Now, that might sound a little bit over the top, but I promise you it's not. With social media today, women all over the world who have had very few choices in their life see events like tonight and they wonder, could they live a life of loving whomever they want, going to schools that they were not traditionally welcome to attend, working in fields that have only been available to men in the past, and even as simple as being able to dress as they choose? You are showing women worldwide that anything is possible. You are showing women worldwide that fear is simply an emotion to be managed. It does not shrink your voice. You are ambitious and assertive, but at the same time, you are compassionate and understanding. You are showing the world that you have both strength and empathy at the same time. It is not an understatement that you are reshaping the world to see women as they truly are. And I want you to know, more important than anything else, that the women who need to see what you're doing tonight, well, let me tell you, they're watching. So congratulations to all of you, as sad as tonight is. I am so filled with joy to be here. And no one can ever top Blaze, but oh my goodness, Blaze, you are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for championing this initiative to our community leaders. We've been collaborating with our leaders since the inception of the WIN Awards, and to continue the tradition, we have amazing certificates signed officially by government officials, MP Tamara Cronus, MLA Sheila Malcolmson, and MLA George Anderson, who all signed them for the 11 award winners. I had this presented to me when I won a Woman of Influence Award, and it is something I've treasured. So I wanted to continue that tradition with the awards we created in Nanaimo. So, before we get into the certificates and the awards, we couldn't do this without our sponsors. We couldn't pull this off, this room of 700, creating all the things to make it beautiful, meaningful, and special, and honorable for the 133 nominees without the support of that sponsors. And so we really want to give a big thanks to our title sponsor, Coastal Community Credit Union, tonight. We also have Pattison Media 102.3 The Wave, Nanaimo News Now, Czech Media, Nanaimo News Bulletin, and Rogers TV as our media sponsors. We have our keynote speaker sponsor of RBC. To be able to bring our two-time Olympic champion Katrina LeMay-Doan as our speaker tonight is truly special, so thank you, RBC. Our event experience sponsor, Casino Nanaimo, for providing the photo booths and the Island 360 photo booth, for being such an amazing partner to elevate that guest experience and have fun. Don't miss out on it. It's such an amazing memory. Oh, the Epic Candy Bar by Quality Foods. Woo! Every year they step up. It's just so amazing. Barbara Ann Photography. She provides complimentary photo shoots for all 133 nominees' portraits to make them feel beautiful to the way we see them. And they get to take them home. She prints and mats them, and they're all lined up there. They're works of art. They're masterpieces. And the first year, we thought we would only have 200 people here and 40 nominees. That was a very good, first crack at it. That's a good goal. And then we had 700 people and 100 nominees, and she's continued to do free of charge for us. And thank you for being my friend and my partner in this. So yes, don't forget your photos. Take them home with you. Those are your gifts from the Win Awards and Barbara Ann Photography. So we have our AV sponsor tonight, Costco Wholesale. All the little lights, the cool things we get to elevate each event is all because of Costco, so thank you so much. We have anthem songs every year for our winners. When we announce the winner and they're coming up to stage, we like to play some music. And I Own My Greatness and Women of Influence are our award anthem songs this year, written and composed by Celeste with Touched by Music, one of our own nominees. So when the winner gets announced, we'll play these clips from I Own My Greatness, and they'll walk up to the stage, and it's such a lovely gift, so thank you so much. We have amazing winners gift sponsors. You can see them up there. They've all just went way above and beyond to donate into the gift bags that we give to the winners each year. When they're announced and they come off the stage, they get greeted with a beautiful goodie bag, and that's all courtesy of these amazing sponsors. So thank you. Now a little fun part. This year we did something different as part of the world tour and bringing it back about Canada Pride and Island Pride. We have these amazing globes on your tables. So instead of giving away the florals that we did last year, this year we're giving away the globes, and there is a sticker underneath one of your seats with a little globe. You can check under there, and you can all take home these beautiful decorative globes to really honor the spirit of being part of this world. We are the world. And I love this part because everyone gets excited about winning something. Woo! This is so fun to watch everyone's excitement to win something on their tables. It's a memento of this energy tonight, and you get to take it home. So thank you so much. So tonight, we are doing something a bit different with the program. We're doing something like the Oscars. So we're going to go through the nominee certificates, but then we are doing 2 awards before the break. And so as we honor the 133 remarkable individuals as undeniable forces of influence, this ceremony is a tribute to the unsung heroes, the change makers, the ones who uplift, inspire, and create impact in ways that often go unnoticed. We do something different than many other awards programs. We don't do finalists. So every nominee receives honor, recognition for their contributions tonight. While we will celebrate the 11 winners tonight, make no mistake, you all belong here. You are worthy. You are influential. You are deserving of this recognition. It's safe to celebrate ourselves. It's safe to own that spotlight, and it's safe to take our place. That's why tonight you will be seen, heard, and valued, and named. As I go through each category, I will call your name. So every nominee, I will go through each category alphabetical order, so not in the order of the program. I'll do an alphabetical of the awards, so starting with arts and culture. So tonight, when I call your name, I invite you to come forward and receive a certificate from these lovely volunteers over here. And then I want you to line up right in front of the stage. And so we're going to just honor the group of each category before you take your seats and we go into the awards. Because if you don't win the award, it doesn't negate your nomination. And we want to name you and honor you tonight. So I will go into alphabetical order here. I'll get to my list. There we go. So we're going to start with the Arts and Culture Award category. This is about creating that fabric of arts and culture and the mosaic patterns of your contributions to Nanaimo, to the mid-region, to the RDN, Ladysmith and Gabriola. So I'm going to call you up tonight. If you're not here, someone can take the certificate on your behalf or we will send it out to you. So we're going to start with Arts and Culture for 2026. Your nominees are Molly Bain, Perez Amali, Sarah Raymond, Dina Henry, Kelly Barnum, Amy Pye, Tania Amaral, Margot Holmes, Dinah D, Sama Alkendi, and Laura Kelsey. Please come get your certificates over here. And then I invite you, once you get your certificate, come over towards the win letters. Come over here. And just stand in front. And I know it's awkward because we're not trained to own the spotlight, so I'm challenging us to really sit in this honor right now. You might have to move down. This is just a great exercise I love doing each year to really showcase these are your nominees. These are the people doing the work from the ground up in arts and culture. Congratulations, 2026 Arts and Culture. There you go, you may sit. Thank you. Okay, we're going to keep it rolling, alphabetical order. So now we're going to breathe fire. Breathe fire is something special. As you know, I roar on stage. It's about grit. It's about resilience, and it's about tapping into something so deep inside you when you have nothing left to give, that you've got some sort of reserve to go into yourself and push through and make your pain your pearl. That's what Breathe Fire is all about. So here are your nominees for the 2026 Breathe Fire Award. Kathy Holmes, Sarah Bramley, Marie Burrows, Linda Sutton, Adina Broadhead, Cassandra Unger, Taylor Farrell, Cassidy Vander Ross, and Alla Zakova. Yes, come up here, get your picture taken, stand in this, drink in this moment. This is yours. You are such an amazing, influential team of people here, and I'm so proud of everyone, and I'm so grateful for you all coming here tonight and accepting that honor. Here are your 2026 Arts and Culture nominees, Breathe Fire nominees. Woo! All right, you may be seated. You're welcome. Okay, we're going into business impact, which is one of our largest categories this year. I love it. That means we are moving that needle on really getting that elevation of women and gender diverse folks being honored in business. There is a disparity, there is equity problems, and we're pushing through that. And we want to do that tonight by honoring the people in this category in business. So your 2026 nominees for business impact is Chantel Hofford, Maya Bogdanek, Stormy Sweet Huggins, Kimberly Knorr, Megan Buggy, Judy Steffen, Megan Weir, Raylan Varga, Shireen Yunesian, Amanda Von Hera, Elaine Nelson Hosak, Gradalyn Johnson, Virginia Coverdale, Jennifer Kemp, Debbie Mann, Ashley McLeod, Alexa McLean, Sandy Hurley, Megan Walker, and Ellen Mann. This is amazing to watch. Look at this. 21 amazing business impact individuals making a difference in this community. And here are your 20, oh, we're still working on the certificates. I'm so proud that we have business impact and community as one of our biggest categories, and that speaks volumes. And that speaks such an amazing testament to gender equity movement that we are making great strides in business and in the community. Here we go. Here are your 2026 Business Impact Award nominees. Congratulations. Amazing. You may be seated. Thank you. Good job. Isn't this exciting? I'm so honored that there's 700 people here, 133 nominees, and that means such a big portion of tonight is about honoring others, and as well as giving space to honoring ourselves. So thank you for that. Now going into the community and social responsibility category. Like I said, our two biggest. This one has 23, and that means community, unity, creating such a collective spirit throughout the Mid-Island. Here are your nominees for the Community and Social Responsibility 2026 Awards. Jen Hoopy Ferguson, Sky Ryan, Amber Sparks, Frenchie Vio, Ariane Sigsworth, Kathy Colson, Cheryl Cote, Celeste Wamsley, Megan Lum, Karina Strong, Marissa Penchenko, Jane Vinette, Tracy Crawford, Melanie Crocker, Donna Husin, Elizabeth Winenberg, Melissa McGuire, Michelle Corfield, Carrie Isham, Katie Capaduca, Sherry Ridgway, Marika Stevenson, and Marnie Bowers. You might have to move down a little bit further on your left there. Move all the way down a little bit further. Oh, okay, they're in the dark. Okay, this way, sorry. I love seeing this. This is community. This is why we're here tonight, and this is our biggest category. So just take that in for a moment. These are your change makers. Good job. All right, you may be seated. Thank you so much. Okay, now for Creative Innovator. I love this because it's such a wide open category and it can mean anything. And it's about really just tapping into vision, imagination, and execution of that. And I love honoring this category. So here are your nominees for the 2026 Creative Innovator Awards. Pam Ivy, Stacy Chimes, Harmony Regan, Krista Smith, Andrea Dershin, Sherilyn, Liza Taylor, Christina Krausen, Taylor Knight, Holly Quiring, and Amanda Toma. I love going through the categories and seeing the faces because we see the names online, but now you're actually seeing the faces and challenging each nominee to stand up and own it. And that's part of the gender equity moving the needle, that it's okay to hold your head up high and stand in this moment, get your picture taken, and know that you're doing something influential. Here are your 2026 Creative Innovator Award nominees. We're good. You may be seated. Thank you. Now the fan the flame. I will go into more on what that means when we actually present the award. But it's really about being an ally, about looking beyond ourselves and helping those unheard, those underrepresented, those marginalized, and communities you represent as well. And so it's really about fanning the flame of others to create a giant spark that turns into a wave of flames and fire, of support, of community, of unity, and love. So here are your 2026 Fan the Flame Award nominees. Tanya Bursavich, Angela Waldeck, Trisha Thomas, Carrie Lynn Owen, Sean Lee, Keziah Cloak, Kim Trottier, Jennifer Borzel, and Amanda Hall. Amazing. Take the photos, drink this in. These are your allies. This is so important to have. Here are your 2026 Fan the Flame Award nominees. You may be seated. Oh, Sean, one more. There you go. Thank you so much. Next category is health and wellness. It's such an important category. They all are, all 11. So here are your 2026 Health and Wellness Award nominees. Candace Scholl, Amanda Chin, Catherine Atkinson, Gypsy Hart, Laura Friesen, Dr. Ashley Burton, Tammy Hirasawa, Holly Gagnon, Megan Garoche, Michaela Welsh, Colleen Franklin, Tiffany Hendricks, Laura Wishart, and Joni Litchfield. These are your community individuals pushing through barriers and providing such healing and wellness in this community and beyond, and I'm so appreciative of the work everyone does here. These are your nominees for the Health and Wellness Award for 2026. Congratulations. This is something I really want to honor is the Matriarch Award. No, it's not shameful to be called a matriarch. We're not calling you elderly. It's about having the most honorable title to be bestowed upon you. And I really want to bring matriarch back to being such something that you want to hold on to and strive forward. And it's something that models the next generation. So we have the Matriarch Award tonight, but we also have the Youth Resiliency Award, and I wanted intergenerational role modeling. I wanted the matriarchs to learn from our young and our young to learn from our matriarchs, and it's such a beautiful tradition that we have both awards here tonight. So to call up your Matriarch Award for 2026, your nominees are Bev Hilton, Wendy Johnson, Marilyn Sullivan, Yvonne Rigsby Jones, Maureen Avradsky, Marlis Diamond, Andrea Paris, Diane Brennan. And the final matriarch is Tanya Hiltz, who is not with us anymore. In memory of her, what she did for the vulnerable and unhoused is quite remarkable, and we honor her memory tonight. Tanya Hiltz. Here are your nominees for the Matriarch Award for 2026. Good, one more picture, one more picture. Look forward. You got it? Perfect. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Congratulations. Moving on to the STEM category. This is such an amazing thing, especially with gender equity, is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And what people are doing in this community for STEM and advancing that forward is remarkable. So your STEM awards for 2026, your nominees are Rimpi Mahal, Allison Evans, Natasha Welch, Jenna Gillick, Peggy Richardson, Jennifer Huffnagel, Laura Bannock, Angela Faye Bernard, and Shauna Kertensen. Amazing. Here are your nominees for the 2026 STEM Awards. Amazing. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Now moving on to the trades category. Again, something about really giving notice to women and gender diverse folks in the trades categories and in the trades work. And so we really pay homage to that. Your 2026 nominees for the trades are Diane Campbell, Elizabeth Maybury, Kelly Marie Gabori, Connie Kuramoto, April Boussier, Selena Hannon. Go get your certificate. There you go. Adriana Galinsky, Carrie Ann Cody, and Savannah Constable. Now come up here and we'll get a photo and honor you. Such amazing work what we're doing in the trades, and I just really want to congratulations. Here are your nominees for the 2026 trades category. Congratulations, everyone. We're good. You may be seated. And the final set of certificates is that youth resiliency that I was talking about. And it's so vital to really encourage our youth, to show them the way. My family comes from a line of educators, and so does my husband. And my mom always said, how you teach children is I do, we do, you do. And so by inviting the youth into this room and showcasing what the other generations are doing and the other people before them are doing and paving the way for them shows them the way. And together, being in this room, we do it together, and then it empowers them to do it for the next generation and for the next generation. So I'm so proud to announce the nominees for the Youth Resiliency for 2026, Caitlin Goodman, Ruby Barclay, Callie Stewart, Michaela Gladstone, Lillianne Thomas, Jenna Krajinovic, Sydney Maroos, and Dana Briggs. Here are your 2026 Youth Resiliency Award nominees. Congratulations, you may be seated. We don't just honor achievements here. We elevate those whose influence sparks change, whose grit shatters limits, and whose impact extends far beyond measure. Let's give another round of applause for our 2026 133 Win Award nominees. Like I said, we're doing things a bit different this year. We're doing a little Oscar style. We're going to flow into 2 awards right away before the intermission. So we'll do Breathe Fire and Matriarch right away. Each year, we commission local artists to design something unique and meaningful for our awards. We didn't want just a glass statue. We wanted something really heartfelt. And so I commissioned a business out of Duncan, Homemade Woodworks and Engravings, and they took this vision about being world pride, about Canada pride, about spirit, and bringing it back to Vancouver Island. The globes, there's a theme here tonight, and we really wanted to pay homage to that and really bring it back to home of Vancouver Island. So these stunning pieces are the awards for this evening. Woo! Also want to mention again, the winners also receive a gift bag full of goodies from our various local businesses. Thank you so much for contributing to this event tonight. This truly elevates the winner's experience. As we flow into the awards presentation, they will be presented in the order in which they are on the back of the program. So here you go. All of these are exactly how we're going to go through this evening. Many of you here are because someone close to you is nominated or yourself. But there are 11 awards to be handed out, and one has to be at the end. And I know one has to be at the end of the night. But I know some have to leave early, and that's okay. But if we can we challenge ourselves? I know it's a Wednesday night. I know a lot of you have to work in the morning. But this is about honor. You're here tonight to really show honor. And if we could just stay a little late, I'm trying to get you out by 10:30, I promise. I'm trying. If we go a little over, is that okay? Can we do it in the spirit of honor? It's many of these nominees' first time being truly celebrated in honor on a stage. So we're really giving that space tonight to hold space for them and clap. Because many people haven't been clapped for. So I'm encouraging all 700 of us to clap to stay the stay power of honor and influence. The representative from each sponsored award category will come up to the podium and announce the winner. The winner will come up to the stage over on this side. There's no exit on this side this year, so everyone comes up this side and exit this side. The winner will come to that stage, and if you require assistance, we have volunteers. We also have a ramp for accessibility. So it might take you a little bit, but that's okay. We've got you, and we'll help you. The winner will come to that stage and speak. And then we're going to move over, and there's little X's down here. And you're going to receive your award from your sponsor and take a picture. And then you're going to receive your certificate from our wonderful Representative MLA George Anderson. So I'm going to call George Anderson up to the stage right now. Thank you so much. It's such a lovely contribution to see our leaders being up here and giving back in such a different way, and I truly am honored. Thank you so much, Emily Anderson, for being here tonight and doing this. Thank you. And so we're going to give the certificates that are signed by our incredible leaders of MP Tamara Cronus, MLA Sheila Malcolmson, and also MLA George Anderson. So the sponsor will do the award, get the photo, say a few words. If you're too nervous, don't worry. I've coached my nominees. This is the other practice of owning your honor in your space, is coming up here and saying thank you and just being heartfelt. But we're also on a timetable. So just like the Oscars, at your 2-minute mark, we're going to play some music just to give you a warning to wrap it up. We are airing these awards live on Rogers TV, so please keep this clean and also ensure that we stay on that schedule. All right, are you ready for the big moment, everyone? I'm going to call up Bailey Olson with Hub International for the first awards presentation of Breathe Fire.
All right, thank you, Blaze. It's truly an honor for Hub International to once again sponsor the Breathe Fire Award. We are proud to stand behind this award because it recognizes something deeply powerful, the kind of strength that isn't loud but unshakable. At Hub, we work with people every day as they navigate uncertainty, change, and challenge. But what we've learned is that resilience isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about how you rise through it. It's about how you adapt and how you choose to move forward with purpose. Tonight isn't just about celebration. It's about recognition. It's about acknowledging the courage it takes to face adversity head on and to transform those experiences into something meaningful. The Breathe Fire Award honors individuals who don't let their circumstances define them, but instead use their story to light the way for others. The women recognized through this award remind us that resilience can be quiet or bold, deeply personal or shared openly, but it's always powerful. At Hub International, our purpose is to help people move forward with confidence, to see possibility where others may see risk, and to support the individuals and communities through every chapter of life. That's why supporting initiatives like the Women of Influence feel so aligned for who we are. Tonight, we celebrate more than individual achievement. We celebrate courage, perseverance, and collective strength of this community. The stories shared here remind us that resilience is contagious, and that one person choosing to rise gives permission for others to do the same. All of tonight's nominees, thank you for your honesty, your bravery, and your willingness to lead by example. Your stories matter, and your impact reaches far beyond this room. Congratulations to all of you for showing us what it means to breathe fire. Okay. And without further ado, the winner of this year's Breathe Fire Award, Kathy Holmes.
In this new rebirth, I own my greatness. I stand strong in my belief. I will leave here a better person. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe.
Oh my God, I have to breathe because I always feel like a bridesmaid and never a bride, so this is really incredibly special. So at the top of my notes, I wrote, take a breath, so I'm going to do that. The Breathe Fire category honors resilience. And looking around this room, I see so many women who I know, who I've gotten to work with, who I've gotten to stand with, that have more resilience in their hangnail. They're incredible, beautiful, wise, wonderful women, and men too, but the women are pretty excellent. Every one of us has walked through something. Some battles are visible, some are not, but what connects us is that we go through it all together. We may not always do it gracefully, but we do it together and we keep on going. What I know for sure is nothing happens alone. In all the work, in the volunteer roles, I am surrounded by champions. And while we're here, and I know it's already been touched on, and we get to celebrate, I also just want to take a moment to honor the families and the emergency response champions of Tumbler Ridge. More than ever, we need to stand together and support each other. The tragedy hits us all. And as a grandmother of 4 who I adore in Fort McMurray, where fires are regular, I can tell you that sitting on the edge of your seat is something that I will never take lightly, and I believe none of us can anymore. I'm really deeply grateful for all the people that have stood beside me, and I want to just do a quick shout out to some people in this room that mean the world to me, and there are so many of you. But Susan Borax and Judy Stephan, thank you for being my steady place, my truth tellers, my comedy relief, and my reminder to keep walking ahead no matter what. Todd from Rogers, Howie from Rogers, and of course Doug from Rogers, three of my closest and dearest friends, and our family for Rogers. And this is them signing me out. So I'll just say most of all, thank you, Blaze, and the Win Awards and the selection committee. I'm deeply honored.
Wow, way to go, our first award of the night. This represents someone who has grit and moxie to rise through the ashes and breathe fire in this world, and Kathy does that, so congratulations. Now going to the Matriarch Award, and I'm going to call up Stephen Jones with Red Shelf Decor to present this award and say a few words.
Thank you very much. My name is Stephen Johns. I own Red Shelf Decor. My name's Stephen Johns. Blaze and I talked about sponsoring a couple years now, and this year she suggested the Matriarch Award, and it means a lot to me tonight to present this particular award. My mother, who is not here, has dementia and late stages, maybe, we don't know, and she's fading away. And it breaks me every time I go, and I go a lot. And she was a trailblazer. She did things she doesn't even realize were amazing. She traveled across the world from England to Australia, overland to Singapore, and then a ferry in 1969 to Iran and Iraq as a single woman. She came out of the closet at 50. She was a trailblazer. She fought battles for me. She kept me in school. She got me to be the man I am today. So there's women, all the women who are matriarchs in this room, whether nominated or not, you were the roadmap. You are the women who knocked down walls. You laid the way, and you now need to tell your stories. You need to tell the future generations what you did, because you never took enough credit. So tonight, whether you win an award, whether you were nominated for an award, I want all the matriarchs to know that it's because of you that we are here today, men, women, all people, no matter who you are. It's because so many women before you made tough choices, learned tough lessons, and knocked down walls and built roads. So thank you to all the beautiful, beautiful women. And I've got to say, teenage me is freaking out with all these beautiful women looking at me. No, I wanted to say that all night. Thank you so much. It's such an amazing evening. So, I'd like to present the award of Matriarch, the Win Awards, and thank you to Blaze and all the volunteers. I forgot to say that. Yvonne Rigsby Jones.
I own my greatness. I own my worth. I value all I have to give in this new rebirth. I own my greatness. I stand strong in my belief. I will leave here a better person. I believe.
I'll start off by the way I'm taught, to acknowledge my ancestors, because I am Nanaimo of this land. Say to the grandmothers and grandfathers, those who have stewarded us since time immemorial, I am very grateful. And I'm excited. This is amazing. Thank you. I'm very grateful. It's an honor and a privilege. And I'm gobsmacked, actually. So, and my work was in the addictions field, and then in the healing of residential school issues, and the trauma. I married a residential school survivor. What a ride that was. But we were pioneers in the healing for survivors too, and working with truth and reconciliation. So it was interesting. And my biggest supporters were my kids. 2 of them are here tonight. They supported us in our work, me, and they shared our journey. And I'm so grateful to the wonderful human beings they are. And my grandmother and my mother were my inspiration. I had a great dad, too. But my mom and my grandma taught us kindness. And that wasn't negotiable in the family I grew up in. That sounds so simple. But today, I think there's lots of families where that it just isn't really taught. And when I heard lots this evening too about what happened in Thunder, and I could get on my soapbox about all the trauma and all the things that happened, the bullying, and what led to what happened. And I think, let's be kind to each other, let's love one another, and thanks again. Hi, Chad.
There we go. We got through our 2 awards. How inspiring. And now we're doing a quick intermission for 10 minutes. So I know that's hard to ask. I know you get in the candy bar and the drink lineup, but we're just doing a quick intermission right now to refill and come back and resume our awards and our guest speaker, which is the Olympian. So you better want to get back to your seats. See you in 10 minutes.
Now I'm gold, I'm light. I'm a spark in the night. I'm the fire you feel when a dream turns real. I'm the roar, I'm the fight that won't fade with the lights. I'm the storm, I'm the sound you can't drown. Now I'm gold.
You don't want to miss our keynote speaker, so get to your seats. You can still walk back in, but we're just going to quiet it down. And we're going to get through the program here with such amazing highlights. And so I'm going to get everybody to be a little bit quieter. Woo! I want everyone to pay attention to this because it's the Nanaimo Clippers coming up. We are thrilled to partner with the Nanaimo Clippers hockey team each year. Since the Win Awards inception, the Clippers have seated all 700 guests and showcased community spirit by participating in this initiative. As you know, we had a hockey billet for 2 years, Connor DeTuris. and he spoke on this stage every year. He is my surrogate son, and now he's off playing college hockey at University of New Hampshire. I miss you deeply, Connor, and it's not the same without you tonight. But I know the team is carrying on the torch for you. And now it is my honor to welcome Captain Will Subject to the stage to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Will Subject, and I'm the captain of the Nanaimo Clippers. Okay. As a junior hockey player, I am taught leadership in practices, games, and in locker rooms. But the kind of leadership we're honoring tonight goes far beyond the hockey rink. It strengthens our community and inspires others to lead with a purpose. On behalf of the Nanaimo Clippers, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be part of the Women of Influence Nanaimo Awards. We appreciate the chance to participate and contribute to such a meaningful initiative. We would also like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to all the nominees. Your dedication, leadership, and service continue to shape our community for the better. In hockey, you learn fast that wins don't just come from skill alone. They come from trust, respect, and knowing that the people beside you believe in you. This room is a powerful example of just that. Advancing equity, diversity, and inclusion means creating spaces where people feel they belong, where voices are heard and potential is encouraged. That matters on the ice, in the locker room, and in life. We're especially proud to support the Footprints Initiative, which walks with families through moments that require more strength than most of us can imagine. Resilience isn't always loud or visible. Sometimes it's simply choosing to keep going and to know you're not alone. On a personal note, this event means more to me and my family than I can put into words. Infertility is something that touched my family's lives deeply. My mother's adoption is a reminder that love doesn't always follow a simple path, but it always finds a way. I'm standing here today because of strength, hope, and people who chose love during difficult times. And that's something I carry with me every second of my life. I'll leave you all with this. Confidence grows when someone believes in you. Excellence happens when people are lifted up. Tonight is a powerful reminder of what community can do. Thank you to all 700 of you for leading in ways that continue to lift, inspire, and unite our community. And thank you for letting us be part of something that truly matters.
Wow, that was amazing. A truly honor. And let's give a round of applause for them working so hard getting you all seated. Connor, they did do you proud. They did. Tonight, we're honored to welcome someone who didn't just race the clock. She redefined it. She is one of the most dominant athletes in Canadian history, a four-time Olympian, a double Olympic gold medalist, a world record breaker 13 times over, and was the fastest woman on ice. She carried the Canadian flag into the Olympic opening ceremonies. She defended Olympic gold, something no Canadian individual athlete had ever done before. And for a full decade, the world chased her record. But her impact didn't stop at the finish line. She lit the Olympic cauldron in Vancouver. She mentored Team Canada on the world stage. She served as chef de mission for the Beijing Olympic Games. She's an officer of the Order of Canada and a lifelong champion for sport, leadership, and purpose. Tonight, before Katrina LeMaidon takes the stage, we invite you to witness the moments that made history. Please turn your attention to the screen.
Best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You can talk the guy, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. Yeah. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you go find yourself. Standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Yeah. Cause you burn with the bright flame, yeah. And the world's gonna know your name, yeah. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can go the distance, you can run the mile. You can walk straight through hell with a smile. You can be the hero, you get the gold. Breaking over records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. And you're never gonna know if you never even try. For your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame, yeah. And the world's gonna know your name, yeah. Cause you burn with the bright flame, yeah. And the world's gonna know your name, yeah. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a champion. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame, yeah. And the world's gonna know your name, yeah. Cause you burn with the bright flame, yeah. And the world's gonna know your name, yeah. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a great, you can be the best. You can be a King Kong hanging on your chest. You can be a girl, you can be the wall. You can be a giant hanging on his wall. You can throw your hands up, you can be the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate your jumping, you can find your place. Standing in the Hall of Fame.
And now, without further ado, my childhood hero, Katrina LeMaidon, presented by RBC! Woo!
Thank you, Blaze. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. What a pleasure it is for me to join you this evening, to be inspired by all of you. Thank you to Will and the team. Thank you to each one of you for not just what you have done and what we've seen briefly, but the impact that you make on this community. You know, this evening I want to talk to you briefly about journey. And Blaze mentioned it earlier about everybody's journey. But I want to start by telling you about a young woman. Her name was Wilma Rudolph. Now, Wilma was born with polio, and she had braces on her legs. And the doctors told her family that she would never walk and she would never run. Well, she ended up walking, she ended up running, and she ended up winning 3 Olympic medals for the United States in the 1960s in athletics. And she said, never underestimate the power of dreams. Never underestimate the power of the human spirit, because in each one of us, greatness lays. Now, I was fortunate to go to 4 Olympic Games, as Blaze mentioned. I was fortunate to stand on the podium 3 times with 2 gold and 1 bronze. But what I want to talk to you about tonight is, and just so you know, the medals are here. You can come up and touch them. They're the real medals. People often say, oh, they're fake ones. You get fake ones made. No, these are the real medals. You win them for Canadians, so you want Canadians to be able to touch them. But what I want to talk to you about are not the 3 medals and the moments of those races, but again, it's about the journey that's behind what you see. Sometimes we just see a glimpse. Right now, we're in the middle, it's an exciting time in the middle of the Olympic Games. Today, we saw Piper and Paul win a bronze medal, but it was like 3 minutes of their journey. And yet, you don't always hear about all of the stuff that goes beyond that. And that's what I want to talk to you about this evening. Because each one of you, we highlight a moment and we celebrate a moment, but we don't always know the journey and the people that are a part of that journey. Now, like so many, I am the product of immigrant parents. My parents came from Scotland to Saskatoon in the 60s. They came for 1 year. Well, they never left, and they gave us all Scottish names. And they put us into all sorts of sports, but as a 3rd kid, I came home one day when I was 10 years old, and I said, Mom, I have figured out what sport I want to do. And she said, wonderful, what sport is that? I said, well, it's speed skating. My parents never skated a day in their life. And my mom said, well, what is speed skating? Now remember, this is Saskatoon. You ever been there in the middle of winter? So I came home and I said, well, speed skating is you go outside in minus 35 in spandex and you only turn left. She's like, what did I do wrong with this one? I now play old lady ringette and old lady hockey, and I will tell you, I still cannot do a crossover to the right. So I only play on the right side because I can only cross over to the left, and that is actually not a lie. But I started this journey in speed skating, and like a kid in a sport where there's no professional side, you go through the regular progressions of provincial team Canada Games, and then I made the national team in '88, just after Calgary had hosted the games. And as a kid, I had this dream of going to the Olympics. And I got that chance in 1992 in Albertville, and to walk into the stadium was just, it was a dream come true to see and hear 60,000 people cheer as you walk into this stadium and you see Canadian flags all around. But it was at my 2nd Olympics where I thought my dream of becoming an Olympic medalist would come true. Because I used to define success through a medal. Because how else could you say you'd succeeded? How else could you say to your parents, oh, thank you for spending all that money and all that time, but by putting a medal to them and saying thank you, that, people know my name, I've made it. That was how you do it in many of these Olympic sports, and that was my dream. So in 1994 in Lillehammer, Norway, that was my goal. And it was a realistic goal because I was ranked 5th in the world going into those games. I was considered one of the fastest starters. And long track speed skating, very different than short track, but long track where you get 1 chance. So there's no round robin. There's no heats and semis and finals. There's 1 race once every 4 years. But I was ready and I was prepared. I'd started to win medals on the World Cup circuit, and so going into those Olympics, it was a realistic goal that I could win a medal. I remember that race at those Olympics like it was yesterday. I was ranked 5th in the world. I was paired with a German girl, Francesca Schenk, who was ranked 4th in the world. We were both fast starters. And I remember the beginning of that race, the gun went off, and we went down that first 100 meters. And I heard the announcer say 10.6. But didn't realize that she was 10.62, I was 10.67. 5 100ths was separating us. We'd 1 lap to go. I started to set up my turn, and before I knew what had happened, I've analyzed every video of that race. My feet slipped out underneath me and I crashed into the bumpers. And in that intro video, when you saw I was in the gray, red, and white suit and I crashed into the bumpers, that was my Olympic race. In this race where I had dreamt of winning a medal, where I felt like not just that I wanted it and I sort of deserved it, I felt like I needed it in order to define myself. I ended up last. I ended up 33rd out of 33 skaters. I mean, I was devastated. It was the lowest point in my sporting career. I was sad, I was mad, I was embarrassed, I was envious because Francesca, who I was racing against, ended up going on to win the bronze medal. So I came away from those games and I really felt very lost and I didn't know what to do. And I had to make a decision because I didn't know whether I would commit to the next 4 years of training, sign my name on this athlete agreement for 4 more years. 4 more years of training, 11 months of the year, 6 days a week, for a 37-second race in 4 years' time. That was a lot of commitment for 37 seconds. And I really did some soul searching, but the ultimate reason that I chose to continue was that I knew that in 4 years' time, I could not watch that race. The women's 500 meter, I could not watch it from my living room because I would forever ask myself, could that have been me? To me, that is the saddest thing that we can do, is not give ourselves the chance to see how great we can be. We are in a room where we are empowered, where we are inspired. And we need to take that inspiration, that empowerment, and bring it back to our places of work, to our communities, to everywhere that we are. But we often get overwhelmed. We get busy, and then we feel a little bit squashed. And we often just say, can we do it? And we have to give ourselves that chance. So I signed my name on that athlete agreement, and I continued for 4 more years. So fast forward to 1998 in Nagano, Japan. Our team, we trained well, and we were now the #1 team in the world. I was ranked first in the world. My teammate was ranked second. And on February 14th, and the anniversary is just coming up, February 14th, 1998, 4 years after being last at the Olympics, I lived out my childhood dream, and I was able to cross that line and win my first Olympic medal. And then 3 days later, win the bronze medal. Now, we've watched, 1 silver and 3 bronze be won so far in Milano Cortina. Now, I have been asked this question: what happens when an athlete wins an Olympic gold medal? Well, let me tell you, you don't win money. I'll just tell you that right now. It was actually about 2 hours after my race in Nagano. I came back to the village and I went into the Canadian team lounge, and one of the athletes from Team Canada from another sport, she came up to me and she gave me a hug and she goes, "Oh, do you know what you get when you win a gold for Team Canada?" I said, "I know it's not money, so what is it?" And then she looked at me and she said, "Aren't you British? Like, don't you have a British passport?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm a dual citizen." She goes, "Oh, if you were representing Great Britain, you'd be knighted. So you'd be called sir or lady the rest of your life." It's like, oh. I said, "But I'm representing Canada." She goes, "Yeah. So you're going to get a phone call from the Prime Minister." Yes. Way to go, Canada. We don't want a paycheck. We don't want to be called sir or lady the rest of our life. We want a phone call. That's what we want. So 3 days later, I've got my phone call from the Prime Minister, and a day after that, I ended up winning the bronze medal. But we came home from those games, and we had been #1 in the world, and we came out of those games having won 5 medals in long track speed skating. And we as a team, we said, let's do it again in 4 years' time. And I knew that Salt Lake City in 4 years' time would be my final Olympics. Salt Lake City was more stress and pressure than I think I will ever feel again in my life. First of all, it was 5 months after 9/11. So security was very tight. But what 9/11 did within the world of sport, and the fact that the Olympics were happening, was they reaffirmed what the games are about. And some people say, well, there are politics in sport. There are politics in everything. But when you walk into an opening ceremony and you see 95 nations of the world come together, it is beautiful and it is powerful when you can compete against each other. And that's what those games did. It reaffirmed it for us. But more pressure was the fact that I'd been asked to carry the flag into the opening ceremony. And there was a thing called the flag jinx. And then, as Blaise mentioned, there was the fact that no Canadian individual had ever defended a gold medal. So no Canadian individual had won gold, man, woman, winter, summer. They'd never won gold, and 4 years later defended it in the history of Canada sending a team to the Olympics. So over 100 years, it had never happened. So you start to believe that it can't happen, right? I mean, you actually start to believe that because this is I'm not a statistician, but if you look at stats, it's like, okay, it hasn't happened. My race in Salt Lake City fell exactly 4 years after my gold in '98. It was on February 14th. So I got to the Oval, my regular time. I'm not superstitious, but I like my routine. And I got to the Oval, and a teammate of mine came up to me, and she said, "Do you know that no Canadian athlete has ever defended a gold before?" I mean, I've never hit anybody in my life, and I was like, this might be the first time. And I looked at her thinking, of course I knew that. She looked at me and she said, "No Canadian individual has ever defended a gold yet." She said, "Why should you not be the first?" She said, "Why should you not be the first person to pave the way for the rest of the people coming after you?" It's about courage. It's about courage to be a little bit different because winning is not normal. It is much more comfortable to blend into the crowd. It is much more comfortable to just go along and say, yeah, I'm comfortable here and nobody's going to look at me and no, there's no attention going to be, on me. But she was saying, show others what is possible. So I went out there 2 hours later, and in 1998, between gold and silver, it was 3/100ths of a second. This time when we crossed the line, it was 4/100ths of a second difference. But the moment I crossed the line, I knew that I had done it. And I will tell you, earlier some of the hockey team was saying, which is your favorite medal? And I said, that's kind of like asking you which is your favorite child. Maybe depends on the moment. But to me, when I look at the gold from Salt Lake City, standing in a medals plaza with 20,000 Canadians, knowing that we'd done something that others hadn't done, that was the most beautiful sound to sing the anthem together with 20,000 people. Yeah. I retired a year later, and I was able to go to 5 more games as media and then 2 as mission team. And throughout that period of time, to me it has been about how do you help athletes and Canadians not just have their very best experience, because you want them to live out their dream. And people often say, oh, but was that the best performance? And it might not have been the best performance, but it might have been their best performance. And to me, that is what it has been about. It's about that journey. And when I first thought that a medal defined success, I want to let you know that the 3 medals that are on this table, they equal 2.5 minutes of 23 years. I actually looked it up the other day. I was like, how many minutes are in 23 years? There are 12 million minutes. So out of those 12 million minutes, only 2.5 minutes are in those medals. Success is not defined by those moments. And when we watch, right now when we're watching the Olympics and we're watching those who are representing us as Canadians, we see those moments, but there's such a journey and a story behind that. And we talk about inspiration, and I want to tell you a quick story about somebody that I met. And this is about impact. Because as we are inspired this evening, and as we talk about journeys, and we know that there are people behind every story, I want to remind you that everybody is watching what we're doing. And we have the opportunity to be a leader, each one of us. The day of the opening ceremony in Salt Lake City, I was asked to carry the flag. And there was a quick clip in that video when I'm walking in. Well, there's a gentleman walking in front of me, and he's actually holding the sign for Canada. And just when they handed me the flag, he walked up, and I introduced myself. And I said, oh, hi, how did you get into this role? His name was Brian Maxwell. And he said, oh, well, I'm an Olympian. And I said, oh, wonderful. For what country? He said, for Canada. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know his name, and I didn't know his story. And he went on to tell me his story that he was an Olympian in marathon. I mean, my event was 37 seconds, and he was a marathon runner. But he was part of the 1980 Olympic team, and that's the year that Canada boycotted the Games. So he never got his chance to go to the Olympics. And he stood there, and he was holding this sign, the placard that said Canada, and he was grinning from ear to ear, and he said, so here I am. It's 22 years later, and I finally get my chance to walk into the stadium with Team Canada. And as soon as he finished saying that, they called Canada. So he turned around, and he started marching in, and I followed him. And I remember watching the back of Brian Maxwell. He was leading our team. I was carrying the flag, and the rest of the team is behind me. And I remember thinking, I am watching somebody live their dream. He didn't get to go to the Olympics and compete. Canadians don't know his name, but I just met somebody, and I'm watching him live his dream. And I remember when I finished the Olympics, I said to one of my friends with CBC, I said, I want to find Brian Maxwell. I want to find him, and I want to have a beer with him because I want to know, like, his attitude is incredible. And it was about 5 years after I'd finished sport, I got a hold of one of my good friends, and they were looking for him because he'd actually started Power Bar. He was doing many different things in his life. And they came back to me, and they said, actually, we're doing a story on him. He's 55, marathon runner, went out for a run, and he had a heart attack and died. And I remember being so sad that Brian had passed away, but the fact that I had never been able to tell him that in the 3 minutes that I had met him and talked to him, he was an inspiration to me because of how he carried himself. He wasn't angry or bitter, and I wouldn't point a finger if somebody was. They didn't get to compete for political reasons. But I just wanted to talk to him and tell him the impact he'd made on me. These medals are 2.5 minutes. We highlight minutes of our successes. We understand, we meet people, and we think, oh, okay, we have a highlight of their life. But there is such a journey, and there's such a story behind each person. And I want to remind everybody that you have the ability to be that leader that we only meet for 2 or 3 minutes. You have that opportunity to be an inspiration to people even outside of this room. So take that inspiration, take that power, take that impact that you have, and continue to spread it. I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes. It's from the great artist Michelangelo. And he said, the greatest danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. Tonight we are learning about how great each one of us can be, how great our community can be. So I challenge each one of you, set that aim so high that it feels unattainable, but understand, have the courage to do something that nobody else has done and continue to make a mark. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all the award nominees. Thank you, Blaze, and congratulations. Oh, okay. Okay. Sure.
Perfect. Wow, let's give another round of applause. Thank you so much for those powerful words and inspiring inspiration and just heartfelt. Thank you. As a token of our appreciation, we commissioned a special art design to present to you. Thank you to Jennifer Trihorn with Naughty Birch Studios. She did something very heartfelt, and I'm just going to take a second to explain the meaning behind it. I went to her. She designed the awards last year, and I said, I'm coming to you with a very special task. You've been my childhood hero. I have distinct memories of cheering you on every moment of that. And you did something for me. You created something to aspire towards. And during COVID, I had a podcast. And I was wanting to do something meaningful, and I thought of you immediately. I don't know you. And we're both from Saskatoon originally, but we've never met. And I reached out and asked if you would appear on my podcast, being like, by the way, I'm just some rando. And you agreed, and I thought that was amazing. And so I wanted to do a story about Beyond the Podium. And you were so vulnerable and authentic and even more inspiring from when I was in my 20s. And so Jennifer listened to that podcast from 5 years ago to really embody what she wanted to design for you. And so I'll just read her little statement here of what she did. The Guided Will. This piece features the North Star, a universal symbol of steadfastness and guidance. While the star provides a fixed point in the sky, it is the traveler who must choose to follow it. In honoring Katrina LeMaidon, the quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson was chosen to reflect her journey beyond the podium. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. This award, specially designed for you, celebrates the resilience and self-determination Katrina has shown in every chapter of her life. From her Olympic triumphs to her transition into new leadership roles, she has demonstrated that true influence is not a matter of fate, but as a result of the courageous decisions we make every single day. We honor her today for the unwavering character that defines her legacy. Katrina, on the behalf of the WIN committee and this entire room, we love to present you with this honorary Woman of Influence Nanaimo Award. What an extraordinary reminder of what is possible. Katrina showed us what discipline, resilience, and purpose looks like at the highest level, and tonight we carry that same spirit into the heart of why we're here. Before we move into the awards presentation, I want to take a moment to speak to you about something that matters deeply to us, the integrity of this process. At WIN, there is no online voting, so 133 people get nominated, and it's not a popularity contest. And I'm not part of the grading process at all. I'm intentionally kept separate to protect the integrity as I connect with the nominees and the sponsors. And so this process is very separate from me. And we have a dedicated team of 20 people that read every single one of the submissions. And we have such an incredible process that was by design to try and eliminate bias. If someone knows someone too much, we declare conflict and we can't grade it. So we really try to make it so we're just looking at the answers in the story. And it's not about what you've done before. It's about those answers, like I mentioned earlier in this program, about who are you, and your how and your why and your hurdle and your impact. And we really want to know that. So this process has a lot of intention behind it. And so I really want to honor that tonight as well, that we don't have finalists, that we honor every single one of you that have been nominated. And so now to help honor these remarkable leaders and present the next award, I'm going to ask our team up here to come back up here, as well as Emily Anderson to come up here and help us as we go into the next set of awards. And so we're going to begin with Arts and Culture Award, and presented by Acclaim Celtic Dancers, and I will welcome Desiree Paul to present this award tonight.
Thank you, Blaze. It is an honor to stand before you tonight as the Artistic Director of Acclaimed Celtic Dancers Nanaimo, proudly sponsoring the Arts and Culture Award for the second year in a row. In 2024, I stood on this stage as a recipient of the Breathe Fire Award. That experience reminded me that moments like this are not about status, they're about affirmation. At Acclaimed Celtic Dancers, we teach Celtic dance and produce immersive events that bring live music and Cayley-style dance and storytelling together, inviting participation, not just observation. This year, we were honored in the entertainers category at the Canadian Choice Awards, recognition in our commitment to serving this community through culture. That is why sponsoring this award matters to us. Art brings us together. It invites us to feel. It challenges us to grow. It gives us language when words fall short. And most importantly, it allows us to be seen. And tonight, that's exactly what Arts and Culture Award embodies. It embodies what it means to be seen, truly seen. Not simply included, but welcomed in the fullness of who you are. Not compared, but acknowledged. Not measured against someone else's success, but honored for your own creative work. Recognition in this category is not about hierarchy. It is about reflection. It is a mirror, not measuring one artist against another, but reminding us that the resilience, vision, and vulnerability it takes to shape culture. And the people we choose to stand beside us, our collaborators, our creative partners, and our communities, are reflections too. They reveal what we value. They strengthen what we build. And I want to say this clearly. The recipient of this award is not more worthy than the other nominees. They stand as one reflection of a collective of visionary, courageous creators shaping Nanaimo's cultural landscape. One name will be called, but many artists are being honored. And whether you leave this stage holding the award or simply holding the knowledge that your work has been seen, you are enough. You are worthy. You are valued. You are shaping the cultural soul of this community, and that's the true power of tonight. And now the moment we've been waiting for. The recipient of the 2026 Art and Culture Award is Kelly Barnum.
In this new rebirth, I own my greatness. I stand strong in my belief. I will leave here a better person. I believe, I believe, I believe.
Wow. Thank you so much to the committee. I'm just a high school drama teacher. I am so blessed. I have really the best job in the world. I teach drama, dance, and musical theater at NDSS. I love my kids. I get to teach musical theater to kids and adults at Vibe. I sometimes direct plays. I sometimes appear on stage. And all of it, Katrina LeMay-Doan said it's so perfect. It's about the journey. And I teach my kids it's about the process. It's not the product we see on stage. Because what we see on stage is so small compared to the work that my students, big and small, do. Oh man. I do have a couple of people I want to thank. I want to thank my mom, who when I was in grade 12, said, you know what? You really like theater. You should go into that. What parent encourages their kid and even suggests that they go on and do theater as a life skill, a degree, 2 degrees. My parents have always been there to support me. I'm so grateful to them. I'm grateful to my husband, who's over in the quiet room. Hi, baby, I love you. To my besties that are here tonight. Oh, hi, baby. I am a woman who teaches performing arts. I am one of many. I rely on all of my colleagues up and down this island. My co-creator, I don't think she's watching at home right now because it's her boyfriend's birthday, but Sarah Kiley, I love you so much. I couldn't do anything I do without you. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Okay, before going to the next award, I do want to say a quick thank you to the entire WIN committee who answered the call year after year, including this year, to step up and be part of this project. Look what we did together. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your contributions to this community initiative. There are so many things happening behind the scenes to create this massive production, and I'm honored to partner with you all. You believed in me, in the mission. So let's celebrate Roberta Bowman, Kimberly Thomas, Christine Welch, Dr. Jennifer Coots, Barbara Dobbin, Jennifer Adams, Francine Gascoigne, Orlando Gonzalez-Price, Jessica Sari, Rita and Rachel Cousins, Ophélie Kakuti, my husband Rob Hunter, Holly Wiley, Liette Massey, Desiree Paul, Cheryl Welch, Sarah Solomon, Sandy Gerber, Leah Vasasanen, Gori Harrison, Anna Maria Corral, Stacy Mikolajchuk, and Alexa Spinello. Let's hear it for the 2026 WIN Awards Committee. I couldn't do it without you. We built this. And thank you to the public, to the attendees, to the sponsors. Thank you. We're now going to move into the next award, the Health and Wellness Award presented by Danielle and Josh Knight, both Shining Knight Construction. I'll call you up to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. As Blaise said, we're Danielle and Josh from Shining Knight Construction, and we're incredibly honored to be here tonight to present this award. At Shining Knight, we spend our days building strong foundations for homes, but we know the true foundation of a thriving Nanaimo isn't made of concrete or wood. It's built on the health and vitality of the people that live here.
That's exactly right. The Health and Wellness Award is near and dear to our hearts because it recognizes a woman who doesn't just do a job, she answers a calling. This award celebrates someone who has dedicated her life to the mental, emotional, or physical well-being of our community.
The criteria for this award are rigorous because of the impact of this work is so profound. This individual is a motivator who leads by example, she promotes a balanced lifestyle that honors mind, body, and soul.
She creates spaces of belonging and safety, ensuring that those around her feel seen, heard, and supported. By picking up the mantle of health, she has influenced Nanaimo in ways that ripple far beyond a single appointment or volunteer shift. She is teaching us all how to live more vibrant lives.
And the winner of the Women of Influence Health and Wellness Award is
Michaela Welsh.
I own my greatness. I own my worth. I value what
for
Would I
believing
climb the
in
highest
me
mountain
and this great
in order not to
group
hide?
of people and this award and this group of people coming together to support such a important and needed group of people and empowering the need of everyone else. Thank you so much for believing in me and this mission. Wow. That's all I gotta say. Thank you so much.
All right, I got ahead of myself. So we're going to go back to the order of the program to business impact. And I will call up Kirsten Packham, the Principal Independent Business Group at Doane Grant Thornton here in Nanaimo, to present this award.
Thanks, Blaze. Wow, what a big room. This is great. So my name is Kirsten Packham, and me and my colleagues are really honored to be here tonight to celebrate the remarkable women recognized through the Women of Influence Nanaimo Awards. Doane Grant Thornton is a full-service professional services firm providing business and personal accounting, tax, and advisory services. We have the privilege of working alongside leaders, entrepreneurs, and executives across Vancouver, right across Canada. Through this work, we see firsthand the impact that women make every day, launching and growing businesses, guiding organizations through change, creating opportunities for others, and contributing in meaningful ways to the communities that they call home. To recognize the progress made and to better understand the work that still lies ahead, Doane Grant Thornton releases our Women in Business report each year on International Women's Day to track the representation of women in senior leadership across Canada and around the world. These insights matter to all of us. Strong, inclusive leadership shapes the workplaces we belong to, the services we deliver, and communities we help strengthen every day. And tonight's award reflects all of those qualities. That's why we are honored to sponsor the Business Impact Award, an award that recognizes an individual whose leadership extends far beyond their job title. It celebrates someone who demonstrates confidence, ambition, integrity, and optimism in an ever-evolving business landscape. To all of the nominees, congratulations on this well-deserved recognition, and thank you for your meaningful contributions to our community. And now it's my great pleasure to announce that the Business Impact Award goes to Shireen Younesian.
Wow. Thank you, Nanaimo. Thank you so much. Just give me 1 second. I have to find my speech. I wasn't expected for that beautiful moment. So, wow. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. So, 11 years ago, like 11 years and 1 month ago, when I landed in Nanaimo from Iran, and I was, thank you, and I was in the immigrant center for the English class. So after 25 years in teaching, especially mathematics teacher, I was a mathematics teacher back home. So I have to sit down in the class and then learn again. And that day, I was surrounded with lots of newcomers there, and I promised myself to show and then to be the best of myself for community, for my new community in Nanaimo. Thank you. So, I promised myself, okay, I just thinking, okay, where will I be in 10 years? And then who will I become? And now, after 11 years, I'm here, and then I recognized before with lots of awards, with community award, with different awards, and here, this is very, very special for me, and I promised myself to show the best of me to the Nanaimo. And thank you, Nanaimo, to trust me, and also to believe in me. So this special award, especially for the woman, I'm going to give to all of the brave mothers in Iran. They have lost their kids in last months. And I pray peace and love for all countries around the world, especially my country, Iran. Thank you, Nanaimo. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Isn't this fun? This is fun, right? Woo! Isn't it fun to just support somebody else's triumph? And like Katrina said, their journey. It's not in this 2-minute awards presentation. It's about the lifelong story and journey that we are on this world. And so really amazing. We're going into the next award. And Fan the Flame, like I said, I was going to give you a little bit of a backstory to this. This is a unique award. I named it for my husband. This isn't a tribute to him. Fan the Flame is about fanning somebody else's flame. Maybe there's only a spark. Maybe there's just coals. Maybe there's nothing, and people are feeling hopelessness. And someone in your life fans that flame and tells you to keep going, and you have purpose, and you have talents and giftings, and you can do this, and we're going to walk this together. And like I said earlier, I struggled with loving myself, and I found a person that saw love in me and value in me, and then pulled me forward, and that was my husband, Rob. And so I wanted to dedicate this award to him because I wouldn't be standing here without an ally, without my partner, without a man opening doors for me, mentoring me, sponsoring me, my partner, not feeling any competition with his partner. We are truly aligned side by side, and I wouldn't know how to negotiate sponsorship deals without him. I didn't know any of this. This is his genius that taught me and then fanned my flame to create a room like this. And so I really want to honor that. We need our men. We need our allies. And so I named this award after him. It's a unique award because men are allowed to be nominated in this one category because we need champions for gender equity. We need you guys to open the doors for us, to introduce us, to teach us the ways. We're not even taught to be okay celebrating our own nomination and awards. So I really want to honor my husband, Rob, tonight. I love you. You have changed my world. Thank you. So now we're going to present the Fan the Flame Award, and I'm going to ask Jessica Sari with Hazelwood Group of Companies to come up and present this special award.
Thank you, Blaze. Hazelwood supports this award because entrepreneurship is about creating opportunities. And by honoring leaders who remove barriers, create meaningful partnerships, and uplift all communities, we strengthen innovation and we build a more inclusive, thriving ecosystem for everyone. And the winner of the 2026 Fan the Flame Award is, I can't get it open, Sean Lee.
Hello. Before I begin, Tourism Nanaimo, I have an idea for you, the best marketing idea for Nanaimo. Put the Clippers in the same room as Heated Rivalry. What do you say, Nanaimo? Hello, my name is Sean Lee, and my pronouns are they, them. And I am a very proud member of the 2S LGBTQAI+, plus is for the allies, community. And I did not come here with a speech prepared tonight. I did, however, come with a message. This is for all 133 lone wolves in this room and a couple lone nuts that I know. See, as a lone wolf, we understand what leadership really is. We understand that our pack, our communities, require more than just one leader. So here we go. Who leads a wolf pack? The elders who bring ancient wisdom, who will never steer the pack wrong. The elders lead and they set the pace. Tucked right behind them are the wily, unlearned, ever-curious teenagers. And heartbreakingly, some of them don't come home from school. Tucked and nestled, the most protective part of the pack are the mamas and the babies. They are protected by the scout wolves, the strong males, the strong females, and the strong non-binary wolves. The STEM people are fact checking right now. I know you are. You don't need to. Living proof. And who's behind all of them? The lone wolf, far, far, far in the back. Often misunderstood, often dismissed, often don't have a voice. And yet they know that if they keep their entire pack, their community in their sights, nobody gets left behind. Really? You know I don't play by the rules, right, Blaze? One more moment. So I'm going to leave you with one last message. In the immortal words of the Queen of all Queens, RuPaul, we are all born naked, and the rest is drag. Thank you. Amazing! Woo! All right, we're moving right along. We're still good? Everyone's still having fun? Still alive? Woo! Now we're going to the STEM Award. Like I said, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and all that in between of moving the needle on such important work. And I'm going to call up Nikki May with BMO Private Wealth
to present the STEM Award tonight.
Thank you, Blaze. It is an honor to be the sponsor of tonight's STEM Award. Being a part of the Women of Influence Awards isn't all about recognition. It's about belonging to a community of women that believe in lifting while we climb. I am honored to be a part of this award because to me, it isn't measured by titles or headlines. It's measured by impact. It's the quiet moments where someone feels seen, supported, or encouraged to take the step they didn't think that they could take. It's choosing to lead with integrity, even when it's hard. It's showing up for others, especially when no one's watching. Congratulations to all of the nominees, and this year's 2026 STEM Award is Jennifer Huffnagel.
I stand here strong in my belief. I will leave here a better person. I believe, I believe, I believe. Now is the time to take to the sky. Fly as high as you can fly. Take your greatness to...
I'm going to try and be quick. I didn't bring a Kleenex, so someone maybe have a Kleenex. We'll see how this goes. Of course, I had ChatGPT help me. Of course, I had to. Oh, thank you. I want to talk just a little bit about journey. For those of you who know me, from Sointula, Malcolm Island, and my great-grandparents were one of the first, thank you, colonizers from Finland. And my grandmother had this term called sisu. Many of you may have heard of it. And it means resilience, grit, determination. There's no term in English. And I really feel, I didn't really know about this term. I didn't really know what kept me going. And it really was that. When I moved back to the island in 2015, I left a high-paying software job in Vancouver, and my friend said, "What the frick are you doing? Why are you moving back to the island?" I didn't have a job to come to. And I went through 7 jobs in 5 years, being told I wasn't a fit, being told yet again it just wasn't, the right opportunity for you. And I thought, gosh, do I need to move back to Vancouver? Then during COVID at Innovation Island, we got funding from ICE-T. And we created a program called the DER3 program that helped businesses get digital. And we helped 460 businesses, many of you are in the room today, helping them get digital during one of the hardest times that we were at. That program then scaled it all the way throughout British Columbia to thousands of businesses. And I realized when I left Innovation Island to go to my dream job, to be told again I wasn't a fit, I said, I need to do something different. And I started Huffnagel Consulting. I've been in software before it was cool. I was building requirements and being a business analyst. And so for me to transition and go into supporting businesses, helping them get digital, and training and learning and development, that was an easy thing. And the doors just started to open. Almost 3 years ago, I transitioned my business in AI. And now I'm one of the lead AI educators in Canada. And I've really, it's been over 4,000 people. Many of you in the room have come through one of my training. And I know there's the music. I didn't even read anything I wrote down or ChatGPT wrote for me. And we're in a time again, and I know it's scary, and I really, really want you all everything is going to change. Please, just upskill, do what you can, and thank you so much, and congratulations to the other nominees. Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. We're moving right along here. Before we go to the next award, I really want to, I'll bring up an arts and culture nominee, Tania Amaral, to the stage, and I'll explain why. This February, we honor Black History Month. Yes, let's give an applause. It's Black History Month, and celebrating the legacy and leadership of Black Canadians past, present, and future, the 2026 theme, Honoring Black Brilliance Across Generations, reminds us that influence is built on nation builders and carried forward by tomorrow's visionaries. At WIN, this recognition matters because celebrating influence means